Hey there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies. I'm here in London. You can just hear the traffic over there. And so today I wanted to do this video. This is something I've been hearing so much in workshops where people will say, well, I really struggle to sell myself. And where they're coming from is that they're a service provider. Often they're not making a product. And it seems easier in some way. Well, I think the easiest thing is you sell somebody else's product. So, they make blenders, you sell their blenders, they sell Ginsu knives, you become a distributor for Ginsu knives. Easy. It's not your product. There's nothing of you and your personality on the line if it doesn't work. There's no reflection on you. Now, if you make it, say you make art and you sell, well, there's more of you that's on the line, but also it's still external to you in some way. And so it's more personal, but not quite as personal. And then there's you. Yeah, there's I'm a massage therapist and I'm a life coach, and so you're selling yourself is the idea. This has come up in so many workshops, and recently I just said, look, is this the right formulation? This struggling with selling ourselves, is that even the right way of saying it, of coming to it? And here's what I'd offer. This is not what we're doing. Even if you're a coach, even if you're a therapist or any kind of healer, or you do any kind of service, excuse me, where people seem to be hiring you, you would think, oh, well, I need to sell me. I would just say this. There's another video I did about sympathetic resonance you can check out. Fundamentally, what we're doing is we're sharing ourselves. We're showing up as ourselves. Now, of course, who we are is a part of the factor of is someone going to work with us or not. Yeah, right. I mean, there's certain people we resonate with, certain people we don't. Sometimes you want somebody who's really aggressive and intense, and sometimes you want somebody who's real soft, depending on what the situation is and where you're at in your life. So yeah, who we are, our vibe, our personality, our nature will factor in. So of course we share that. We don't hide it. We don't try to pretend we're something other than we are. And that will be a part of why people work with us or not, but we're not trying to sell it. It just doesn't even make sense to me, selling ourselves. But we share ourselves, we share our point of view. We share, the work that we do, we share what we're good at, our perspective on how you can get from, I talk about island A to island B, from the problems you have to the results that you want. We talk about why this work matters to us. We can talk about all that. We can share all of that. And none of it is about convincing them. None of it is persuading them. None of it is selling them. It's just sharing. That's it. The reason that people struggle with this question of how do I sell myself is because they formulated the thing as how do I sell myself. And that creates the stress. You see what I'm saying? That they're trying to do something that's fundamentally undesirable. They're trying to do something that's fundamentally a stressful thing to do. And almost, how do you sell somebody on yourself? It's a strange, just take that to dating and wonder about it. It's like convincing somebody to date you. No, let me sell you on myself. I've got all these positive qualities. If that's what you think dating is, dating will be stressful. If that's what you think marketing and selling is, it will be an inherently stressful situation to you. Because if we even take it a level deeper, it's coming from this place that the point of marketing is to get people to say yes. And of course, I say it all the time, the purpose of marketing is not to get people to say yes. The purpose of marketing is to get to the truth of establishing, is it a fit or not? That's the whole thing. So if you come from this place that the purpose of marketing is to get them to say yes, okay, well then what does marketing become? Convincing and persuading and seducing and all this. And if you combine that, the purpose of marketing is to get them to say yes, to get the sale, to go for the close. That's our point. Combined with I'm selling myself, you see how those come together. But if we come from it, look, the purpose of marketing is to get to the truth of, is there a fit or not? That's one of the main functions of marketing. And that we're just sharing ourselves. We're just sharing our point of view. We're sharing what we do. And they get to decide. That's different. Going for a fit and sharing versus going for the sale and convincing. If you're trying to go for the sale and convince people, it's always going to stymie you and feel hard, because it's going to feel like you're not winning very much. It's going to feel like you're failing all the damn time. But failing at what? Failing to convince people. But wait a minute, not everyone's a fit for you. Not everyone's going to be a good match. So have you failed? If somebody who wasn't a good fit for you doesn't buy, does that mean you failed? You see what I'm saying? If the goal is to get them to say yes, then anything short of 100% is failure. And then you start to say, well, I'm not very good at this. Wait, how do you know you're not very good at it? Well, because not everyone said yes. But wait, do we think that's possible? That everyone's going to say yes? That everyone's going to love us? That everyone's going to be a fit for us? So, that's another assumption that gets woven in, is this trying to be everything to everybody, or the belief that you could get everyone. And I see this delusion pandered to in a lot of, well, not a lot, but I see it out there of, use these tactics and convince anyone to work with you. Hack their brain. Invisible stealth marketing sales tactics that will get anyone to say yes. And it's just rubbish, It's ridiculous. So we can't reach everyone. We can't appeal to everyone. Yeah, this whole notion that, well, I just have a hard time selling myself. You have a hard time because you're trying to do the wrong thing. You're doing something that you're not built for. That is not a very human thing to do. But if you're coming from this place of, well, I'm just trying to share myself, share what I'm up to, share my point of view to see if it's a fit, then you're not expecting to get everyone. You're expecting that in the sharing, some people will decide that's not a fit for them. And of course, they'll share where they're at and what they want. You may decide they're not a fit for you. So then how do you fail? How do you fail when you're trying to discern the truth? You just try to get better at discerning the truth of, is this a fit? That's the whole goal. Is it a fit? Is it not a fit? And if it's not a fit, that doesn't mean failure. That means success. Discerning accurately whether you are a fit for them or they're a fit for you, that mutual discernment that you're both doing, if you decide and come to the clarity that this is not a fit, that is not failure, that's success. So when people say, oh, I have a hard time selling myself, well, if you just try sharing yourself, maybe you find that it's your expectations become a little more appropriate and the stress drops out of it, because you're not, if you're trying to convince people, everything is hinged on their reaction. Are they into it or are they not into it? Do they like it or don't they? Are they saying yes or not? But if you're just sharing, then, and with the intention of getting to the truth of, is it a fit, you're not doing it to get a particular reaction from them. You're not doing it to get them to say yes. You're just really doing it to see, is there something here or not? If there is, success. And if there isn't, also success. A different kind of success. So I'm just trying to think if there's any other ways I can come to this, but this notion that, God, I really struggle to sell myself. Why would you try? Why would you do it? It just is worth wondering, wait a minute, where did this idea come from? Why did we all start thinking that that's what we were doing, is trying to sell ourselves? Where does this come from? It's good to pay attention to where you see this out in the marketplace. It's so stressful. And of course, we do see it in the dating world, yeah, where we're going on dates. I'm trying to convince people that we're a fit, instead of trusting that we might be able to, if we relax a bit, get a sense of if they're a fit. They might be able to get a sense, and we can both navigate this together like that. We don't have to persuade We don't have to try to change anyone's mind. We don't have to try to create something that wasn't there. We just have to reveal what's already there. There's probably already a fit there, or there isn't. It's kind of built in. So we're trying to uncover something, not create something. So yeah, are you trying to sell yourself? If you are, I would stop. That's a hard game to play. You know, I would just probably stop playing it. There's a whole other game to play. There's a whole, you can play that. It's like going into a casino. Maybe it's like this. You go into a casino and the house always wins, yeah? Not every game, but over the long term, the house always wins because everything is rigged. Yeah, the odds are always stacked in the favor of the house. So you can play that game, but over the long term, unless you're just a genius at it, they're going to win. And you could also play a totally different game that's more likely to make you money. There's a lot of things that are probably a surer bet for making money than going to the casino, that are a healthier game, that are better, more of a win-win for everybody. So why not play that game instead? Why play the game that is stressful and that doesn't work? Playing this game of trying to sell people on ourselves is the thing that creates the resistance. This is also part of the thing. Well, I try to, sell myself and I can just see all this resistance. Yes, they're resisting the fact that you're trying to convince them to like you. That's where the resistance came from, is the fact that you started playing that game. But I think you'll find if you just play the game of, I'm pretty clear about what I do. I can't help everyone, so I try to go to the places where the people I think I could help hang out, and I just share. Oh man, sorry, I'm just recovering from a thing. Yeah, so I just go to those places where I think those people hang out and I share. And of course, it doesn't mean you don't think about really good offers. It doesn't mean that you don't think about good hubs to partner with. It doesn't mean you don't come up with really good packages or think about your niche. No. It means you think about all those things. And then you share them strategically and thoughtfully in the right places. And then the people for whom it's a fit step forward. And the people for whom it's not a fit, they just don't. It resonates or it don't. So if you come from this place of resonance, it's just so much more likely to work and to feel good. I think it's ultimately more effective to do it that way. Yeah. When people say, I'm struggling because it's so hard to sell myself, I feel so awkward selling. It should feel awkward. That's a weird thing to do. It's just, yes, your resistance to it feeling awkward is a sign that you're a human being. Because I know there are certain people out there who have shamelessly go out there and promote themselves constantly, and they're sociopaths. I'm like half joking on that. People who just constantly go out there and hustle and promote themselves, there's a certain kind of numbness you have to go through, because there's not a lot of space for people's autonomy in this. Anytime we're coming from this agenda to try to get people to say yes, even if that's to say yes to me, I don't know, I just think humans are shy. I think this is our nature. We're kind of shy when it comes to meeting strangers. But so much about the let's name it the American business model is, maybe a lot of the Western modern business model is based on making a big, powerful first impression on people. Gotta make a powerful first impression to sell them on you and what an amazing person you are. But wait, why are you trying to sell them on you? Well, so that they will buy. Why? Because they're buying you. But no, they're not actually buying you. Okay, let me wrap it up with this. People don't give a shit about you in the business world. What they care about fundamentally is, can you help me solve a problem that I have? Can you get me a result I want? Do you sell a product that I want, that I trust? That's what they care about. They don't care about you. It's not about you. Yeah, hope that's helpful.